Make no mistake about it, my friends, we are living in historical times. Future generations will look back on us and wonder what the heck were we thinking. This is a bipartisan issue. It's not about Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal, race or religion. It's about your civic duty. If there is one thing we as Americans should be able to agree on is our rights. October 26, 2001 is a day that should be etched in all our memories, because you can bet your last dollar it will be etched in our grandchildren's as the day we allowed the Bill of Rights to be null and void. Destiny has been thrust upon us much like past generations such as those of 1776, 1860s and 1940s had it thrust onto them. Will we rise to the challenge as they did and be labeled a great generation, or will we be the first generation of Americans who will be labeled a failed one? The enemy we face is unlike any before it because it comes from within our own government. We must be the first in history to demand our Bill of Rights to be restored. Unlike the Civil War or the Civil Rights Movement, we are all in a fight for our freedom. We cannot be distracted by well-thought-out catchphrases by corporate mouthpieces using wedge issues. We must stand up with one voice and demand that the Patriot Act be repealed. We cannot become complacent and accept people who say, "Give it time." No. The time is now. They took no time in writing, passing and signing the Patriot Act, and there should be no haste in reversing it. Yes, they have a lot on their plate, and yes, terrorism is real. But so is the fact that the Bill of Rights has been voided, and it happened on our watch. That's right, our watch. This country is handed to each one of us by the generation before us. They have passed the baton to us and we have stumbled, but we haven't fallen yet. We hear all the time about the greatest generation, those who lived through the Great Depression, Pearl Harbor and World War II. Wouldn't it be great if our grandchildren could see us that way? When then Senator Obama voted for FISA in late June of 2008, he sent a message to the corporations that he was as much on their side as his opponent McCain. There was no other reason for his vote but to send that message. The nomination was wrapped up and his supporters were asking him to vote no. His vote wouldn't have changed anything, but it would prove his loyalty to them. President Obama has since extended the Patriot Act. It is now time for Obama to prove his loyalty to the Bill of Rights, the U.S. Constitution and the American people by asking Congress to repeal the Patriot Act. Other nations lived under laws similar to the Patriot Act. Finally, the people stood up to their government and took it back by force. We do not have to do that if we act now. Put pressure on your representatives to ensure that America will remain free for future generations. Past generations stood up for you, now it's your turn. Democrats and Republicans alike worked together to make this bill law. Now it's time to work together and kill it. Our forefathers picked up pens and put their names on paper that could get them killed. Our great-grandfathers and grandfathers picked up guns to fight for our freedom and even fought one another for what was right. Our fathers and mothers picked up picket signs and faced prison. All you have to do is click the link below to be remembered as a great American. It may not sound like much, but it will do so very much. We cannot rely on someone else doing it. As the Obama campaign used to say, we are the ones we have been waiting for. Now is the time to prove it, not for him, but for our country.